things that I want to give you just before you leave that you can try. Okay, so just mentioning their tips, top tips kind of thing. Okay. How many of you here have had childhood dreams, things that you always wanted to do when you were a kid? Recently. That's refreshing. You know, the childhood dreams, wanted to be a TV star, wanted to be a great singer or whatever. What did you have?
I want to be a professional golfer.
Okay, that's great. You still want to be a professional golfer?
Yeah.
Okay. It's never left you, has it? Okay, Mark?
I want to drive a Formula 1 car.
Okay, excellent. That's great.
A bit of a challenge.
Okay, Stephanie?
I wanted to be a teacher.
Okay.
Or wives. Among other things here.
Sure, okay. Martin?
I can't think of anything else. Probably obviously the obvious sort of fireman and all that, but fireman and policeman.
Okay.
Train driver.
Train driver.
Canadian mounted police.
Yeah, well, I had a few professional diver as well, and I've had lots, but
Sure, okay. Liz?
I was going to be a ballerina.
Ballerina?
Angelina.
Angelina Ballerina? Fantastic. Kevin?
I want to drive a train and fly a plane
Wow. Drive a train and fly a plane. That's good.
at the same time.
We share something in common. When I was younger, I was very fortunate. I lived in the Seychelles. Okay, I still remember at 6 years old we had the little Air Mahe. It was a light aircraft, and it flew around. One of the little aircraft was about 12 seats, and it flew around the little island. Seychelles made up of 100 little islands, and it was great. And the place is very small. Everybody knows everybody. So I had the privilege of sitting in the co-pilot seat. Now you can imagine, as a young kid, seeing all these knobs. It was really, really exciting. And I remember my dad sitting behind me and said, "Claude, just keep your hands down." You know, but when I actually really think about it, feel myself actually in that plane, I was just amazed at the front. I just really feel thankful that I was so fortunate to have this experience as such a young kid. And ever since then, I always wanted to be a pilot. Always wanted to be a pilot. You know, I could just see myself flying that little plane around the islands, and it's like, what a cool job. Okay, that dream kind of never left me. And then, but I grew up. I came to England, and you know, you get the routine things. And in the sixth form, they said, well, you know, to be. I still remember it, looking at the options form as it came back, and they said, oh, to be a pilot, you have to have 2 A levels, and you have to go here, and you have to go there. And I thought, well, that's not me. I was only doing O levels, and I don't know, I want to be a computer programmer, but no joy. And I left it anyway. Then I moved to Bromley, and I think I drove to Biggin Hill Airport. I passed Biggin Hill Airport, and then that dream came back again, because it's a very small airport, isn't it? And I thought, oh, that'll be quite nice. And then, like about 5 years ago, or 6 years ago, I went to Seychelles, and I was fortunate because I flew in a helicopter. And that was really nice. I was just a passenger in a helicopter, and they took me around. It's absolutely awesome. I mean, it's a real experience. I'd recommend it to anyone. And I went through an exercise which I ran through in another course, where you really go into your heart and find out whatever it is you love doing and do it, basically. I did that exercise, and I had tears in my eyes. And I went through a whole cleansing process, and then that dream came back to me about being a pilot, and I literally saw myself flying a helicopter, and I thought, I've got to do this. And literally the next day, I went to Biggin Hill Airport, and I said to the guys, I said, you know, I'd like, because they give you an introductory lesson when you kick off, and I couldn't get it Biggin Hill because I wanted to fly that weekend. I had to go to Wells Street. So I drove up there, and everything was quite excited, and it was on a Sunday morning, and the mist, it was very, very misty, and the lady with her kind of credit crunch type attitude, oh, that one, it don't look too good, I don't think there's going to be any flights today, she said. So I said, okay, well, let's see, let's let the men upstairs do the judging that. And before you know it, about an hour, 2 hours, the mist cleared. So she said, okay, there you are. Now, I want you to really, really listen to the next part of this. And I mean, listen to it very, very attentively, because there's big lessons in this, and it was real turning points for me, and big lessons for me. So the pilot comes along. He's an ex-army guy, tough guy, and he says, "Okay." He looks at me. He says, "Have you ever flown a helicopter before? Had lessons before?" I said, "No, I haven't." He said, "Oh, I see. Okay." So we're walking up to the airfield. Just bright Sunday morning. It says, "At the right time, when we're up there, I'm actually going to hand you over the control. Okay? And when I do that, you must say, I have control. But this is the important part. He said, when I ask for it back, you must give it back to me. And he emphasized that. And I said, okay, fine, got it. So we get in the helicopter, close all the doors, turns on all the engines. It's not like the films, you know, in the films where they get in the chopper and it just flies away, you go, whoa, brilliant. It's not like that. It takes like 10 minutes for the thing to warm up. So it warms up and then it just pulls the thing, you know, ground 014 takeoff permission. So then it starts rising and we go along. We go along looking at the horizon and he says, look, you see the horizon there, you see the compass, try and line them up together. I was fortunate because I had some experience with flight simulators. So he said, okay, control over to Claude. And I said, I have control. And that's an amazing feeling. Hold the controls and then just follow it on. That was really, really good. And in fact, it was great because he didn't really ask for it back until I was prepared, really. And then after a while, he said, okay, take over now. And he said, great, blah, blah, blah. It was a really lovely feeling. Now, in the helicopter, you have the stick like that, okay? You can imagine you have a stick like that. So I was here, and the pilot was there. Okay? So I'm giving it, I'm just flying around, and then I gave the control back to him, and he said, okay, thank you very much. So then he took the control and then he started doing all this clever stuff. You ever seen helicopter pilots do clever stuff? Flew backwards, shut the engine down, dropped. It was amazing anyway. And then we came down and I was like, oh, wow, I am going to be a helicopter pilot.
The drop didn't put you off being a helicopter pilot?
No, not at all. No. You shut the engines off and then just dropped and it was just, I'd recommend it to anyone. And I thought, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it no matter what it takes, right? And then I got out. What was that? Now, why do I tell you that story? Why do I tell you that story? The reason why I tell you that story is because that was me and that was him. So that happened, and about 2 weeks afterwards, this was really strange the way this came to me, but it was like the blinding flash of light. I was on my way to do another talk. And for some strange reason, I was going through a lot of grief, and I thought, somehow, I need a selling system that people can follow, that they can get at the drop of a hat like that, instantly, and it'll work every time. And it's got to be simple, because I was mentoring people, and I know that executives, because what with Lloyd's, DSB, and Clydesdale, and big and small companies too, they don't have all that length of time. I want to be able to compress it right down and show it to them. How do I do it? And then as I was driving along, all these ideas started coming to me quickly. And when I got home, I finally got it. What happened when the pilot said to me, when I asked for control, you must give it back? What happened there? What happened when I said I have control? I've got a question for you. Maybe we can change that. So, we can change that too. The salesperson and the prospect. Now, it's about keeping the stick. It's about keeping the control. Who said they've got proposals and quotes out on the street? Who's got the control?
Prospect. Why?
Now, okay, I won't ask you, like questions like how much are the quotes worth that are on the street, but okay, let me ask you anyway, we're among friends. Does anybody want to throw some numbers at me? Like the quotes that you're waiting for, what's I mean, are these like, I'm guessing, I don't know, anybody got sort of £10,000 that they're waiting to be confirmed?
Some of them very big.
Okay, when you say very big, what, 50,
Up to
£100,000?
£500,000.
Right, okay.
And others could be 100 quid.
Okay. The ones for £500,000, how many of them have you got out?
for.
Okay.
We're pitching for tender, but it'd be a $500,000 per annum value.
Okay.
So that wouldn't be one job. It would be, if you won the tender, you then have a 3-year contract.
Okay. Oh, right, so it's going to be worth it if you go.
Yeah.
How long are you prepared to wait for it?
Now, but there are set dates when you know when you got to the next stage and whether you won it. So you'd know by a certain point whether you've gone further or not.
Okay. How many people are you competing against to get it?
Probably 20 or 30 people.
Right. Okay. How optimistic are you that you'll get it?
I think I'll be in the top 3.
Okay. And when you say the top 3, the 3 out of 50?
Yeah.
Okay. But you're not sure?
I'm not sure whether I'll be the top 1, but I'll be in the top.
How do you know that for sure?
Because I feel the proposal we put in is fairly answers a lot of the questions, and we're fairly well set up for the ones we pitched.
Okay, sorry, say that again. You feel the proposal you put in?
We've answered their questions
Okay.
satisfactorily.
Okay. The proposal, the answering the questions. Did I answer your questions back then in that scenario?
Did you answer my question?
Yeah.
No, you didn't answer the final one, did you?
I'm guessing. If we had more time on a one-to-one,
But it is very much a scenario that you're going in blind. A script is put to you, you provide the answers to it, and give it your best shot in the hope that you will then go forward with it. No scenario.
Can I ask a question? Do you get a chance to meet the potential client
Only
face to face?
Only if you get through to a final stage.
So you would have to make a huge number of assumptions about them and how they're going to respond.
you were saying about golf, weren't you? Bishop's play. Is that like a little bit of like hidden hope?
No.
Okay.
I gave it a go when I was 16 or 17, but didn't get to a good enough standard.
Yeah, sure. No, I don't mean the golf. I'm just using that as an analogy for what you're having to do with the tender process, where you're going in hoping.
No, a bit like golf. I feel we have as good a chance as anyone else. Mainly from having an understanding of what they're doing. We can ask questions as we go through, and it's going through it in a methodical process, so you feel you've covered all the areas that have been asked.
Okay. Good. That's fair enough. Do you feel you've covered all those areas? You sure? So why you
No, I
don't?
won't have. But there will be something. And there are things that come into it that aren't obvious. They're hidden bits.
Hidden things. Hidden things. What hidden things?
They may be going through a process and end up using their existing supplier. But they're just benchmarking against other people.
The government departments always have to tender.
No,
And you never know the hidden agenda.
these I'm talking about government tenders.
They are they? Yeah, I'm not going to what word is. So you have no option.
They're obliged to get so many as
They're
well.
obliged to get so many.
Just be a big size, isn't it?
There's no way you can judge what the hidden agenda is, because no one knows except the person who's asking for it.
There's a certain irony. I have one particular client who is a council who have a electronic brief. They have an electronic response page that links directly back into their website. They click a button, it does the analysis. There isn't a facility on there to put, but if you consider doing this, it will save you money. You can't tell them that until you're face to face. So I get these presentations, these options to put a proposal together. I go through the motions because at some point, somewhere along the line, I'm going to come in at the right figure, which puts me in front of them, physically in front of them. But there is this electronic barrier that quite a few clients have put up that you can't even phone them.
You can't phone
No,
them.
you have to say, if you have any questions about it, you have to do it by email. They will not allow verbal.
Yeah. So Claude, is your belief system based much more perhaps on when you are dealing with people face to face? So you're not about telephone, email, but when you've got that contact.
No, I'm just going to show you something else. How long have we got left?
Got it now. Continuing with the point about having control, not having control, I think I sense that was where you were trying to focus on.
Yeah, the point